Hi everybody, my name is Krista. Welcome to my channel, The Radical Angel. Finally doing the moon sign series. We're doing moon in Pisces today. I hope that you enjoyed your sun sign series and you found that helpful. So this is the last of the series, the last sign in the zodiac, as you know. Pisces is the 12th sign. So let's dive right in. So let's get an idea of what Pisces is and then what the moon is and what these two forces mean together. So Pisces in and of itself as a sign is the 12th of the zodiac. Basically this is at the end. This is the feet. This is the, left this world. You've gone into the ether. This is the afterlife. So Pisces is a very, very intense sign in terms of life and death. It's also a sacrificial sign. It's the sign of self-undoing. It's idealist, almost to a personal fault. You would give up anything for anybody and then be like, well, why I can't eat today? What have I done? So very sacrificial, but also, so sensitive and so well-meaning that no one can hold it against you. And, hopefully you find some balance in that. You can only give what you have, so make sure that you have enough to give and that you don't go without. Some other elements, you're ruled by Neptune. This is the planet of illusion, fantasy. It's also actors, concealment, masks. There's a lot of hidden energy here with Pisces as well. You are a mutable sign. This means that you can pretty much wind up in any environment and perfectly be yourself, and you're going to fit in, which is a remarkable superpower in my view. Mutable signs such as Gemini, Sagittarius, Virgo, and Pisces, like yourself, have this quality. And it's, like I said, it's not to be taken lightly. This is an enormous superpower, so I would capitalize on that. Also, you're very sensitive and very willing to help anybody through a hard time practically. You're also the hopeless romantic. And you're a water sign. You're very emotional. So you're going to sit really nicely and comfortably in the Cancer-ruled moon. So the moon, of course, is fourth house ruled. It rules the emotions, the mother, your upbringing, your intuition, sense of security, basically your feelings. And it's a feminine sign as well. So you have feminine Pisces in the feminine moon, and you're all watery and cozy and ultra sensitive. So if you've ever been called too sensitive, this could be why. It also means that someone could be picking on you for that. Oh, sorry. Someone could be picking on you for that, and they don't understand your personality type, and they can go right over there, and you can wind up, or make sure you wind up with someone who not only understands your emotional language, but who appreciates that about you because you are so sensitive that you're probably psychic. I would suggest all water signs in moon are psychic or have psychic abilities. As I mentioned way back, I believe when I did Cancer moon, there could even be something shocking or upsetting about that. You feel like, ooh, it's unfamiliar. Not unfamiliar so much as it's, what is this? No one taught me what to do with this. I don't know what to do with this energy. So it could be a little upsetting, but intuitively follow your gut. If you have this intuition about things, don't overthink it. Trust your gut. If you have psychic powers, if you can read auras, if you can foresee things, if you have premonitory dreams, for example, if you have what's called automatic writing or automatic painting or artistry, go with it. This is I think my interpretation of that is this is the universe or source working through you because you're water. This is electrical, right? Not electricity, not like Aquarius air, but this creates an electrical current, and it's easy for source or unseen energies, right, or the spirit world as it were, to move through you. So perhaps you've felt psychic, or you're a fellow card reader, a tarot card reader, or you are into astrology and do this yourself. I mean, this is a natural propensity for you, anything having to do with the occult. Also the healing arts. It's no accident that Virgo is your opposite sign. Virgo is the ultimate healer and the ultimate nutritionist. This is something that you would find a very natural element for you as well. I think they would be able to do that naturally in a practical sense. You can do this very naturally in an emotional or even esoteric sense. You can, clear people's energies, clear people's chakras. Maybe you're a yogi. Maybe you do meditation and this type of thing as well. But, you are a poet. You are a very sensitive person. And I also believe that you're a visionary. If you surround yourself with the right people who encourage this about your personality, you will excel in the arts, okay? So make sure that you're surrounding yourself with really positive and loving people who will help you out. This angle, I'm going to learn to edit one of these days there, folks. But for now, let's just get these videos out there. I'm being hypercritical of myself. Pisces, Moon in Pisces. So those are just some of my themes, my interpretations after looking at the material for 30 plus years. I've been reading about astrology. Also, I know a couple of Moon in Pisces people. I would say that you're also underrated as an investigator and as what are they called when they are like an undercover investigator? You would be really good at this, whether or not this is a career choice for you or not. I think this is a natural place for you to be because you're emotionally behind the scenes anyway, so you can pick up on what's going on. And I would watch about hurt feelings as well. And I spoke about this with Scorpio, Moon in Scorpio as well. Pisces and Scorpio moons are so sensitive that they can read into things. Just make sure that when you're reading into things, it's not overthinking. If you're thinking about it, you're reading into it. If you're feeling something, you should go with it, okay? That's the quickest way to emotional health with a Pisces moon. So some themes here that we're going to look at that could trap you or undermine some of your personal potential is to be careful not to fall into oversensitivity, which could make you feel hopeless or weak or even depressed. You want to put the moon to the highest use by meditating, attending rituals, and chanting. So essentially helping yourself out of difficult times, helping yourself out of negative energy, oversensitivity. I would say the pessimism is only matched by a moon in Capricorn pessimism, which is the brooding, dark hopelessness, God forbid, suicidal. So please, if you're at that stage or if you've ever felt this and you get into the habit of overthinking and you're convincing yourself that it's your gut, please go speak to someone. Please find help out of that because that's not serving you. You want to use what's natural in your life to your highest good and you want it to serve you. So there's some beautiful attributes about this sign that you can use to your benefit and can actually help not only heal your own life, but humanity at large. This is an extraordinary energy, ultra sensitive. It's your superpower. But like anything else, it could become too powerful or you could undermine perhaps other personal potential, and that element, the emotional element, takes over. So it really kind of depends what else is going on in your chart, where the other planets are, what other signs are in planets, and basically the biggest ones you want to look at are your Mars, your Mercury, and your rising. Hopefully you have some fire in there so you can quickly pick yourself up from difficult energy. If you're surrounded, for example, by a lot of earth and water energy, you could need to pay extra attention to your emotions, for example, because you could feel dampened by that. So let's get in some bright and then dark side terms around your sign. So bright side to a Pisces, you're more compassionate. How did I not even use that word all this time? Yeah, capital C, compassion. Sensitive, loving, creative, and loyal. I don't know why I forget some of these major terms. Loving. Yeah, of course. But I look at it in the sense of sacrifice. You love so deeply, so greatly, so profoundly that you will sacrifice for love. Make sure that's in reality, make sure they're trustworthy, make sure they have your back, make sure your gut is on point and you didn't think that they're there for you or think that they're loyal, okay? You would do really well with another water sign, for example, a trustworthy water sign, Cancer or Scorpio. And then creative, yeah, 100%. I think you have an enormous potential for creation. Particularly, you would do well within environments where individuals are like acute care environments, people who are elderly or on the precipice of dying. You would do really exceptional in these environments because this is a natural place for you. Between the two worlds is a natural placement for you. It would not be upsetting. You would be able to provide love in that environment and it wouldn't necessarily drain you. It might even feed you to be that person who can give that to both sides of that relationship, the dying and the ones left behind, those that are living and left behind. So consider your enormous potential to use this in a creative and loving way. The dark side of Pisces moon is your more indecisive, discontented, vague, secretive, and easily confused. I think this has honestly more to do with the mutable aspect of your sign than it does with, say, the emotional, there's something wrong with you somehow. I don't think that's what's going on. I just think that you're easily changeable and you can change direction very quickly and easily, and that could lead to indecisiveness. Also, you can be vague and secretive about things because you just don't have all the facts, and your emotional world isn't going to allow for you to in-depth study things necessarily. You want some fixed energy there, so you're going to look for some Taurus, Leo, Aquarius, and Scorpio energy in the first 5 planets of your chart, hopefully to give you some fixed static areas where you can focus some of this energy around. And then we're going to finish up with some famous people with the moon in Pisces. Helen Keller, Martin Luther King Jr. I did not know that. Michelangelo, Edgar Allan Poe, Martin Scorsese, Leonardo da Vinci. Holy smokes. So I'm just going to look at Helen Keller for a second because she is a legend. This is a person who, hopefully you know who Helen Keller is. She's an extraordinary human being. She was an extraordinary human being, and she developed a way of life that helped her interpret the world around her, even though she was blind and deaf. Was she blind and deaf or just deaf? I think she was blind and deaf. Correct me in the comments. But I know that she was deaf. And I think she was blind because she had to lip read people by touching their lips, which is mind-blowing. That is mind-blowing. But also, can we just look at the element of fearlessness behind what she did? I don't want to touch anything with my eyes closed. Like, that bothers me. That's very upsetting. But she was just, this is what I'm going to do so I can move ahead in my life. I'm not going to show any fear. I'm going to have faith. And I'm going to believe, I'm going to trust my instincts. And she was surrounded ultimately by wonderful people who helped her out and helped her achieve this reality and who wanted the best for her. So make sure you are surrounded by people you trust. And then the other one that I want to look at, I'm tempted to look at Scorsese because he is a legend as well. But let's look at, who did I have here that I was all excited about? Leonardo da Vinci. First of all, he was one of the original vegetarians. I mean, some of his writings even stated very clearly that he eschewed the eating of animals. He was so sensitive to that. Moon in Pisces, if you're not vegan or at least vegetarian, I'd be very surprised. You just have your sense of compassion, like I said, with a capital C, is admirable. It's admirable. It actually almost brings me to tears because we need more of this. In a world where emotions are poo-pooed and the intellect, it's almost like intelligence and intellect is, this is praised, and then the world of emotions and intuition is frowned upon. This is your superpower, and this is where people have to learn from you. So please don't give up on that moments at a time. Please understand how important this is, especially now in a world that needs a lot of emotional wisdom and compassion. And I just think it's very easy for you to put yourself in someone else's shoes and to consider their point of view. Make sure that you're surrounded by other people who can do that with you so that you're not manipulated or taken for granted. I am going to leave it there. Moon in Pisces, thank you so much for joining me. I hope this was enjoyable. I hope it was helpful. Are you a typical Moon in Pisces? Did any of this make sense to you? Would you have added something to my lists today? Let me know in the comments below. If you're not already, subscribe to my channel and then like and share my videos. That really helps me out as well. Until we meet in the next video, take excellent care of yourselves. Bye for now.